Hey, my mic sounds good.
Yeah, you're golden, and in fact, we're on the air. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another edition of PWT Pro Wrestle Times podcast. Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
So, oh, I got it on loop. Sorry about that, guys. So, Phil Marks is here, editing Phil, botching as usual. We have the hairline, the heater here, and we got Marvin, the movie monster. Round of applause.
Hello, everyone. Good to be here.
Round of applause for all of our lovely, lovely listeners. Before we jump into the show, it's a tight one today, folks. We got a tight hour. You better got your goddamn time cues down, or I'm gonna fire you. I might text you some naughty things.
Bring it home, boys. Bring it home.
Yeah. We're already wrapping things up.
2 minutes.
So yeah, Pro Wrestle Clips on YouTube. YouTube.com/@Pro Wrestle Clips. The channel's blowing up. Every video we drop, 3K, 2K, 1K. You guys are the fucking best. Over on Pro Wrestle Times, we can go live on there as well. So I don't know how we might simulcast. That might diminish one. I don't know. I'm going to figure it all out, but make sure you're checking out @Pro Wrestle Times as well if you want the full length podcast, and @Pro Wrestle Times everywhere on social media. And you can find Marv the Monster over at Toon Wrestling on YouTube and at Marvin the Monster on X, I believe, right?
Movie Marvin at X.
Movie Marvin on X. Pardon me, dummy. Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna jump. I think that's all the plugs, right, Hairline?
Yeah, you did pretty good there. I guess we also have a TikTok all day.
Oh, right. PWT Podcast Hairline. If you take a look over underneath his name, TikTok @PWT Podcast. He'll be living on there, and we got I don't know, we got like millions of hits on there too. So
with all the 13-year-old girls.
Yeah, exactly. We're converting them, bro.
That's me being a hypocrite. I got the TikTok too, just because somebody told me I should have it.
Yeah,
but
I don't
know how to use it. I don't know anything about it.
I'm gonna tell you something to do, Marv, off pod. It'll be so fucking easy, and you'll go, oh fuck yeah. And you got a Mac now, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
you're gonna take over the wrestling shorts game. I got you, because the whole puppet idea, it's just appealing to too many people. Or the monster. Sorry, this is a shoot though. He's a shoot orange monster.
Yeah, no, shoot orange monster.
Yeah. He's a shoot orange monster. 100%. But anyways, that's off pod stuff, guys. We got some things to talk about, wrestling things to talk about, as it were, as we do here. So, folks, we got a little Dave Meltzer, as we do every show. People were like, you got to change the name from Dave Meltzer Moment of the Week. And I'm like, no, that's the bit, because there's too many in a week, right? So it's just always a moment of the week. So I don't know. We got Cornette, we got Mercedes Mone. There's Tony Khan's melting down again.
Oh, is he really? I haven't even seen that.
Yeah, he kind of melted down. He was responding, so we'll talk about that very first. He responded to what's that guy's name? WWE Real One on X. He's like, hey, Tony Khan, can I get a shout out for my birthday?
Oh, I saw that.
And then at like 2 or 3 in the morning, Tony Khan's like, yeah, happy birthday.
I was this close to having Tooney Khan be like, sure, happy birthday. Like,
oh, you should have did it.
I should have, but by the time I thought of it, he had already responded, and I was like, the joke would die now.
So we have like some Tony Khan clips, basically, and just also him, doing what he does. But he actually responded to, who was it, man? I'll look at it right here and I'll share the screen. So there's people going like, oh, the ratings were whatever. And Tony Khan's responding to accounts like @TonyIsACon. And Tony Khan's responding to them. So it's hilarious. He had a half a meltdown again.
Could you imagine like Triple H responding to like the Triple H thoughts guy?
No.
Like,
no. So here's the anti mark of pro wrestling. Shout the anti mark of people are sharing his account around. Shout him out, I guess. He was fucking he came at me though out of nowhere. He's like, oh, you guys will just watch anything, whatever. Because I put over, I don't even know what I was talking about. Something to do with being positive about AEW. And I was just like, motherfucker. I was like, dude, you're just as bad as all these other motherfuckers. And then he deleted and didn't respond. So I think he looked at my account.
He probably realized who you were. And you
so
weren't.
I'm like, me, the queen? No, I'm just kidding. But shout out Anti-Mark. I don't not like you. I think you just didn't realize who the fuck, like at first, my angle, how I approach things. Cause I kind of went at him too. And then he just didn't respond. So I was like, okay, I think we're cool. You know, the Bulls chucked horns were good. But anyways, he said, I've seen enough. I can book better than Tony Khan. This guy's fucking terrible. And I agree with the anti-mark. I think fucking a child could book better if they were a fan of wrestling properly, you know? And then someone responded, at Tony is a con. So if someone made a profile saying at Pro Wrestle Times is a con, I would fucking, I don't know. I guess maybe I'd respond to them. So I'm not in this situation.
I wouldn't respond to them.
Yeah. So Tony Khan responds directly to them. Actually, they were not, because the show was sold out. Are you fucking stupid? In a GIF. And then he gifs, are you fucking stupid? Dude. And then people underneath were like 6,100. So at International Wrestling at Jason St. Germain 9 says 6,100. Him burping the baby. This guy, Tony is the GOAT. Trips would never respond to anyone. So he's saying that's why Tony's the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT, because he has all this time on his hands.
Oh my God. And then honest question. Any idea why at WrestleTix would show the last Dynamite held at the same arena had 7,394 fans? I'll explain it, you dumb fucks, because the Coca-Cola Coliseum can be set up for like 9,600 people. It can be set up to accommodate 17,000 people, I think. Maybe not that much, but you can just Wikipedia that shit. You can look it up, and you like that's why. You know what I mean? It can be changed for different setup. Now they did sell for pro wrestling and boxing and MMA. You look at the Coca-Cola Coliseum, it sets up for 7,600.
Okay.
So, and this guy's got the tweet wrong, Dynamite, and then the Rampage. So people just bailed out the fucking building. Oh, it was held the day after. Okay. So the thing is yes, the 61,000 or 6,100. Whoa, sorry. Let's not Wembley ourselves here. The 6,100 is a good building, and they ran a building, and I'm happy for them that they did that.
Yeah,
but
not bad.
Huge sellout, but it's fucking. So I don't know, but just saying he's the GOAT for responding. I just think
and this is the thing that I argue with these people about all the time when they try to talk to me about this. They're like, oh, well, you know, they put 300 seats and they sold 6,160. I'm like, yeah, but the last time they were there, they sold 7,394.
I know, like, that's the thing.
You have to look at growth over time. That's
what I was going to address next. And they were like, inflated house because Canada. I'm like, well, it's actually a diminished house because Canada. They were just there, and look at, it's actually gone down to what you just said, actually. So yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And I just think that, yeah, I don't know. Hairline, what do you think about, like, this is a good house for them, right? Me and you always talk about it. They need to go to smaller houses, fill them up. And,
right.
The crowd seemed dead.
Yeah, it's the Ring of Honor tactic.
They were Canadians. They were just too polite to cheer.
Right.
Oh, we don't want to interrupt your conversation there. Eh?
Hey, buddy, fuck you, guy.
A hockey fight, guy. It was great.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one. That's the one time you guys become savages is when they're on the ice.
Yeah. It's true, bud. Oh fuck. Just ask Darcy Tucker, Mario Lemieux, bud. But yeah, I don't know. People are going at it. Coca-Cola Coliseum, 7,790. Yeah, but they set up 76 for wrestling and MMA and shit like that. So not hating, but also not like, I don't know, for Tony to be like, it was a sellout.
Like, why does he feel that he...
Why even respond? If it was a sellout, let it be a sellout. Sorry, you go ahead.
Like, this is the thing. Like, when you know that your product is good and you know that what you're doing is good, you don't have to respond to these people anymore. Like, I've stopped responding to the people that are like, you play with puppets, no one watches your channel, because I know that that's not true. Like, I know, like, I'm secure enough in the product that I put out now, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have to respond to you. I'm just gonna block you and move on. Tony Khan actually sits there and he's like, no,
dude, and
I'm good. I'm good. I do good. I'm a big boy.
And people pointed out, they're like, Tony Khan wasn't even tagged in this. He's like looking up his name.
He's vanity searching himself,
bro. And that's that. Yeah, that's that sap shit, man. Like, honest to God, you know what I mean? Dude, and that guy fucking he had a meltdown to one of our listeners. Well, I don't know. He had a meltdown to one of our listeners. He alluded to me as my buddy, like our buddy. So that's Hairline's
I'm not your buddy, guy.
Yeah, that's Hairline's joke about me and Sap. Like, oh, your buddy, your guy. So he clearly listens to the show.
I'm not your guy, Quinn.
Yeah, I'm not your guy. I'm not your buddy, guy. So I don't know. And then yeah, apparently, like I don't know. This listener's gay, and he alluded that this person was being homophobic, and then he transitioned to calling me a sexual harasser to this person, I guess. So yeah, dude, like he fully melted down, and then he actually said that if I apologized to him, he would see where we stand about him coming on the show. Now I'll never apologize to you, Sean. Let me just I'm gonna clip this too. I'll never apologize. This is what he says. He says that he says that me and like you, anyone who fucking talks about him, he says we're obsessed. But he doesn't get that. No.
Okay, so I would like to point one thing out. I don't talk about him. I do not.
I don't know if he said you
him.
Specifically, but just anyone. Like he was saying
anyone
who talks about him, he says is obsessed. Like he even said that to the listener. They're like, he's like, you're obsessed with me. Phil's obsessed with me. And it's like, no, dude, I'm not obsessed with you. Like, I clip Meltzer every show. I rarely make clips about Sean. I rarely ever did before. He got as many clips as maybe like a Louis Dangor and Nick Hausman. I think I've clipped Nick Hausman more. So the thing is like, I don't hate on Sean. I'm not obsessed with you, but you're the news, bro. So I talk about wrestling and wrestling fucking news and what's going when the dirt sheets. That's what I do, and I make fun of it. So the fact that like the thing that you're like I'm coming at you, Sean. It's not you in particular until you got up in my DMs. Being like, I'm gonna make you fun. Yeah, and then when I say no, dude, we obsess over the news. You got his listeners going, oh, you're obsessed over the news? And it's like, yeah, dude, we as the IWC, we're obsessive. No, like we talk about wrestling, we have wrestling accounts, we're all obsessive as the culture, as society is. That's why clickbait exists. That's why we live in a headline culture, because everyone's obsessive and fanatical about news. Like, hello, if I have to even speak that level of nuance into a conversation in 2024, you know what I mean? Like, we just can't even be friends. Like, I don't have to explain the shit to Hairline or to Marv. They fucking understand the shit. But like, if you don't yes, we're obsessive about the new. I'm called Pro Wrestle Times. That's a little fanatical, no? I'm not obsessed with Sean.
Called the Headlock Headlines. It's,
dude. Like, so, not allowed to talk about Sean, or else you're fucking. You have to bow down. He just wants no one to trash him. So just worship him, whether he's right or wrong. No, fuck you.
I mean, I have to give him this. He is right more often than the others.
Yes,
I mean,
I've said that.
I think he's a legitimate source for news. I wish that he would just like treat himself with some kind of like, and it might be too late for this, but I mean, like, just you're a newsman. If you want to be a newsman, be a newsman. They're serious. They take themselves seriously. They take the job seriously. They don't tweet, scream at people, and do the block unblock game. And you know, he's constantly punching. Yeah, like I don't like that.
Why is he worried
about?
Like
when he blocked me, I was like, okay, he's gonna block me, and then he's gonna unblock me to come into my DMs and scream at me. So I blocked him right back.
Good. Like, that's what you have to do. That's his game. That's literally his game. And like, I don't know, man. He was sending voice messages to this listener. The listener asked me to delete everything that I had posted about it provoking. So I did, just so everyone knows, just out of respect for the listener, because they didn't they were respectful and they didn't even need to share that shit in the first place.
I get it.
But yeah, it was just a matter of like, I don't know, man. It's just Sean, like Hairline knows, he just picked us out randomly at the beginning, all because I said I never named Sean at the start. I just said I didn't believe Fightful's story about Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, about them having some sort of heat, and Sap came after me, and Hairline knows our podcast first started, and it's like we were destined to be enemies, because at Christmas, I was like, I'm not talking about Sap anymore. I said it on the Christmas show. I was like, I'm not fucking talking about him anymore.
I remember that.
I don't care. Yeah, because that's when I first played the fucking Tooney the Snowman. So like, that's when I like first encountered you too. And so it was at that same time, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna like, I'm not going to talk about him anymore. Like, it's just not I honestly feel bad for him. But then this stuff comes out, and then I tweet out, and he goes, he's obsessed with me.
You can't be a news source when you are making yourself into the news.
That's like me talking about fucking gas prices, and then Fox News going, oh, they're obsessed with me. You know?
I don't want to see I don't want to see Walter Cronkite in like reporting on news about himself. You know, like, I don't know.
Right. I want Sean to come on the show. Sean, I know you're listening. Please come on PWT. We can do it pre-recorded, and you can cut anything out that you don't want in it. And you can scream at me, call me every name. let's hash this out because it's hilarious.
Well, look,
And,
I think that his body of work is good and could speak for itself. I wish he would just let the body of work speak for itself.
Yeah,
and be like, okay, if people are going to talk about me, you know, with all these things, I don't have to respond to it because I am above that, because my body of work speaks for itself. That's what Tony Khan should be doing. If you are confident in your work, then you don't have to fight with people.
Exactly.
And that's where I've gotten to in the last month, and I have a much smaller audience than either Tony Khan or Sean Ross Sapp. So
absolutely, man. Yeah, you summed it up perfectly there, and you brought it full circle as well. How about that, Marv, man? Knowing his spots.
I got to bring it home, so
no one had to bring it home. So Tony Khan, though, he definitely he's fucking up. SRS, you're cool, bro. We're cool. I've said it a million times. We're cool. But here's Mercedes Mone and Tony Khan talking on this is at WWF Counselor, and they're on the Hub today. And this is what they have to talk about now. A lot of people are just saying Mercedes super fake and cringe for this.
I mean, she's always super fake and cringe. Everything she says, she's got the, and this is not a political statement when I say this. This is more of a human being statement. She has all of the authenticity of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Again, that is not to be meant as a political statement, but when Hillary Clinton tried to cry on TV, it gave me the same feeling as when I saw Mercedes Mone try to cry on TV.
When Marty McFlyer was on the show, he had said that he's like, dude, she's from the Bay Area. He's like, they can claim her in Boston. He's like, but she's from where I'm from, and she just claims Boston for some reason, which is funny, but he takes umbrage with that. But anyways.
I mean, Sasha was a boss, but a boss is someone that just demands something. A CEO is on a mission, and I am on a mission to make AEW global, and that's exactly what we're about to do.
Oh my God, look at him. He's like a 5-year-old sitting next to her with his little fists shaking in the air, and he did that stupid little smile. Oh my God,
it's like all he needs is a juice box and his little feeties dangling
seriously,
off the
do you think I'm shocked she's letting him sit that close to her? Because you remember, like, when she does a photo op, she makes the fans stand 10 feet away from her.
Yeah, that's a big debate too. Everyone's like, no, I got a picture with her that didn't, and it's like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that was during the pandemic, but some people were doing other things. They were putting plexiglass up. They were, there were other options, but she chose, she saw an opportunity to have those mouth breathers stand far away from her. And honestly, I can't really fault her for taking that opportunity.
Oh man.
We have the top wrestlers from all around the world. And if you watch every single week on Dynamite, you are not going to want to miss anything. I mean,
you are not going to want to miss anything.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This last Dynamite was pretty, other than Edge and Christian, it was a pretty missable show.
She cut the exact same promo this week as she cut last week, right? I'm so happy to be here.
Like pretty much, and she just referred to WWE a bunch, and even Meltzer.
She finally fell into that trap.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Meltzer in a moment.
The one thing that I said about her that I was like, well, at least she didn't talk about WWE in her original promo. I was like, good for you. You should not be talking about them. When you talk about them, you just draw the comparison, and you don't want them comparing you right now.
Especially because they're just a TV show. Like Tony, I talked about it. I clipped it. Tony Khan, he doesn't invest in pro wrestling. Like there's no performance center there. He's not running house shows. So it's he's just a TV show. So you can't punch up. That's like being fucking Breaking Bad. But you're going to take your television time to take shots at or bring up, what's another good show on at that time, I don't fucking know. Yeah. So you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, I just think it's even worse in that regard. Like if they were at least running house shows and doing shit like that, I think they would at least be able to. I don't know.
Yeah, young Rock didn't need to be comparing itself to young Sheldon.
Yeah, there you go. That's the perfect example.
Mercedes, not only as somebody who loves the wrestling business, loves getting in the ring and wrestling, but loves the fans. And I think
look at her shake her head. Nope. No, I don't. No, I do not. I hate these people with every breath that I take.
Yeah, that's why I took off on them, and I don't even hate on Mercedes, but yeah, that's why I left. And
But I mean, like, it is so clear. Like it is watch when he says she loves the fans. She literally shakes her head, and she's got this look of just like thinly veiled disgust on her face.
And it's like other wrestlers don't love the fans, dude. That's why
That's
why everyone does it. They all
none of them like the fans. She's the only one.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Business loves getting in the ring and wrestling, but loves the fans, and I think that's what we're all about in AEW. And I think that's why Mercedes is perfect to be the face.
Put hand on heart to simulate human emotion.
No, they're not all about the fans. I've explained this innumerable times, man. If they were about the fans, it wouldn't be like, oh, let's run these big fucking things and don't do house shows and do these big empty buildings. It wouldn't be that. That's all. It wouldn't be like. That's also Tony Khan can be like, oh, we're in the big leagues. Like he would run smaller buildings, like hopefully he's going to stay doing, and things like that. If it was about the fans, it would be about giving them the best experience, not crowding them all on the fucking hard cam side. So
you should be running small hockey arenas, not like, giant stadiums.
Right, and that's what the Coca-Cola thing they ran the other day is mostly used for. It's for fucking the Coliseums, mostly used for hockey. So that's why, like, I put it over. A lot of people were shitting on it, and I was like, God, I gotta give AEW props where it's due. Like, at least they're listening to things that I was like, they should be fucking doing, that a lot of people have been saying. I didn't invent this. Oh, they need to run smaller buildings, but it's what we've been preaching. So I don't know. That's more Tony Khan delusion. Now we bring it back to, I'm just scrolling down to make sure I didn't miss anything. So now we bring it back to Tony Khan. And here's something he said years ago that's hilarious how it's coming into fruition as far as...
Yeah, I included this on the Headlock headlines this week because it was just too delicious to not share.
Yeah, so this is him talking about WCW's major issues, and it's like, this is what AEW's become. So it's fucking hilarious. Oh, yeah. So definitely... No, I was going to say, no soda waters.
No, all the soda water is at least 8.
Yeah.
If you look at,
everything's great, and make sure you don't hug talent.
if you look at the problems, you asked me earlier about WCW. If you look at problems that led to possibly what the demise of WCW was, I think one of the major issues was that they had a very large roster with a lot of people making a lot of money, and a lot of those people were really good. If you were just to like try to chop down the WCW roster, you'd be making some like really tough decisions and say like, because there were so many people across the board that were really good, you can't pay every talented person in the business $100,000. Your company will go under quick.
Bro, he gives not talented people $100,000.
Oh no!
That's
Look,
so funny.
Do you think Orange Cassidy is making $1 million?
Yeah.
At least
he's making way more.
You think Orange Cassidy is making over $1 million a year?
He's making over. I bet you the money he gets per year, salary wise, is less than $1 million. But then I bet you with that merch, because that merch did go. I'm actually wearing an Orange Cassidy shirt right now. Yeah, dude. That shit was over with me at the start, bro. Yeah, dude. Because this is why. Like, because
it's a gimmick that you see one time in a Knights of Columbus at an indie show, and you go, huh? Yeah, that was kind of neat.
Well, Tony Khan was talking sports-based, and I went, oh, dude, if this Orange Cassidy guy is like their junior heavyweight champ doing this gimmick, and like I was just like, it could work. It could work with kids. This could be brilliant. But no, they're booking him as an American international champion whose storyline is he's injured and barely scraping by, beating all the monsters in the company. Beating all the top guys. It's like, yo, this is the complete opposite. Like, if he was a guy who did that gimmick and then then lost to people, that's a great idea. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, Doink isn't the best, but he was fucking good, and he got like helped get people over, dude. So
when Sting did the little shin kicks with him, a piece of my soul died.
Yeah, dude, that's what I mean. And then they just ruined people, like not ruined, but like it just ruined Sting, and it ruins like Wardlow or whoever they had, just the people they've had him beat and the story they booked him with. Like, okay, now imagine if they put Takeshita, this young guy, he's the international champ, and he's scraped by in this tournament, and he's fucking injured, and it's his back killing him, and he's barely beating all the top guys as this young stud. You know what I mean? Like, there you go. But you did it with Cassidy, like the most unbelievable
and
channel flipper guy.
I have a friend who is an Orange Cassidy defender to the moon and back. And he will be like, no, you don't understand. He can really work. Like, he can really do all this stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that makes it worse.
So could SD Jones, bro.
It's like when the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
It's like when the Young Bucks actually like went in there and they did that one match where they like worked a match. And everybody was like, look, they can work. I said, that makes it worse. Because now you know that they know how to do it, and they just are choosing not to do it.
Yeah, dude.
That's why Jon Moxley is the worst wrestler in the world today, because he knows how to do it right and chooses to do it the way he does it.
And it's a real thing too. Like, I'm not trying to just be a fucking hater, but it's a real thing when it comes to like, look at Mox's body, look at Edge's body, look at their bodies when they start going to AEW.
Has Edge become melted ice cream?
No, he still looks great because Edge really takes care of himself, but you can tell there's no demand there.
Oh, when he came back, when he came back at the Royal Rumble, when he came back at the Royal Rumble, he was shredded.
Yeah. Look at his last match with Sheamus on WWE. Just look at a picture of that, and then look up him like when he's got that paint on his face the other week with the spiked bat. You know, just look at the difference. It's like it's not huge because he takes care of himself well.
You know, I remember watching when I saw him with the spiked bat and like the paint under it, the grease paint on his eyes. I remember I said to a friend of I remembered a friend of mine and I watching TNA years ago, and Raven was coming out and he was wearing a gladiator helmet. And I remember my friend turning to me and saying, sometimes people's creativity needs to be reined in.
Yeah. And absolutely. That's what Tony Khan's is. Like, I bet he'd have great ideas if there was a real mind there going, no. Okay, that's an okay idea, but this is how we get there, you know?
And that's why Vince Russo was successful in the WWF, because he had those filters. He had to go through.
And Jericho too, because Jericho had all these ideas in the WWF, but he was always political. Now he's in AEW. He has all these ideas and he's political, but there's no one filtering this shit. And that's why some of it works, like a little bit of the bubbly, but then now it's just like tiresome and old, like, and it's just corny and shitty. And what he did with Hook on Dynamite was just like, come on, dude, you're not
nearly kill him.
Yeah,
Lion Hook, it's great.
Lion Hook, yeah, they'll make a T-shirt, and you can keep 80% of the.
When does his contract run out? Because Hook, his father needs to push him out that door as fast as humanly possible. You know Shawn. You know that Shawn Michaels will be rubbing his hands together to get to get that boy over in NXT.
Oh yeah, it'll be amazing.
Quick, because you won't have enough revenue to offset what you're paying out. So you have to make smart decisions, and you can't hire every person you like, and you can't hire every person that you think is good, because
the
Young Bucks have NBA level contracts. I just want to remind everyone that.
And this right here is the same thing I was just talking about, like with the Young Bucks and with Moxley and Orange Cassidy. Okay, so he obviously knows how business is supposed to work and just willfully chooses to do the other thing. Really Are you about to play this Jericho clip?
Marv, it's absolutely what you're saying is absolutely right. But I was just gonna say, while on the topic of Chris Jericho,
I hate you for making me do this.
Yeah, let's do this, man. Hairline, are you ready? Yeah. Oh, wow. This is the best part. This is my favorite part. This made my week, guys. Everyone go subscribe, hit the like, hit 5 stars wherever you're at. Let's do it.
I'm about to unsubscribe to you for making me listen.
Look and see, it's not just me.
Oh, yeah.
He's so many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand.
Wow.
He's so pleased with himself. Like, he did that first horrible couple of notes, and it sounded like a small animal dying, and he's like smirking to himself, like, I'm so talented. I'm so talented. I'm the best there's ever been.
It's just such old rock star shit that I kind of respect it. But look at this room. I respect just that he can get away with
let's
this.
look at the room.
You know what I mean? Look at the room. You got the Beatles. You got Rush behind them. You got this is my musical layer, Lion Heart, Cortisone, De Leon. Yeah, that's what, dude. I just let's go.
They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all.
Bro, youth gone wild, Jericho.
You are the thing that auto-tune was created for. I am convinced that the person that created auto-tune was a time traveler from now, and they were listening to Chris Jericho sing this, and they were like, I must invent something to make this not happen and go back in time and put it in the hands of someone so that this never happens.
Come on, bro. Are you telling? Come on.
The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Big and wild.
Wild. So, big and wild.
Okay, you know what? I want there's something I feel like you could probably get away with playing, and I'm gonna send it to you and see if you want to play it, because
sure.
It is here's the thing about Fozzy that always you know, really like makes me lose my mind is the song is actually Judas is actually very good.
Oh yeah.
And if you hear someone that can actually sing it, it's like really good. Damnation does a cover of it, and it is really good. Like I listened to it.
Song, that other one they had years ago. You're my enemy. That shit was good too, man.
That was a good one too. But you know, again, if like you know, I sent it to you, so listen to it whenever you want. You can play it or whatever. But
for sure,
it is like when you hear someone that can actually sing these songs, you're like, oh wow, they're good songs. It's
not
just
this though.
It's just he can't. No.
Yeah, dude, I need that on the soundboard. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll tap it up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Now what is he mouthing? Baby, baby. What is he doing? Like who even uploads that? Like who would upload that? I just don't even get it. Shout out
like
Jericho.
saying the different he was saying like the different pitches with your like moving your tongue and shit.
So, well, we're on the topic of hold on a second. What is this? So here's Tony Khan. Actually, before we flip off, this is all part of the Tony Khan Sap Jericho clip, guys. I just formulated it in my head. And Mercedes, I guess. Who knows how we're doing it? We're young and wild and free. We're young and wild. Okay, here's
we are the youth gone wild.
We are the youth gone wild. Wow, yeah, a trombone, dude. It's just it's like
with every note he sings, he proves Sebastian Bach right.
Yeah. So here's
when he
Tony
was arguing
Khan.
with Sebastian Bach, I was like, "How dare you argue with this
you?
man?"
You know what's crazy? At AIR Gold unblocked me randomly. So they had me blocked and then just ran. It's just some like really ultra AEW stan account. And randomly I was blocked, and then now all of a sudden, like a month later, I'm unblocked or something. So
free plug,
shout them out, free plug on PWT, yeah. So yeah. So the death of AEW. Here's Tony Khan. This is the last little bit for Tony Khan here. He fucking this is him on Mark Maron's podcast. Quote: flipping the script.
Said like I need to get organized and made a major change as big as the one I'll show you. So I don't, and if you the stuff you read, I would appreciate it, Brent. I'm going to cover the future dates,
sure. Yeah.
But if you see just a bit of what's on here, so I had a process. I already had kind of a schedule of what I had planned week to week in different stories for different wrestlers, different matches or segments.
Right.
And at some point, like I just kind of inverted it. I realized like I should tip this over, and instead of looking at the dates and building it out, I kind of flipped what the columns were and what the rows were, and put the columns where the rows were. And now I organize everything like this since Full Gear, and I feel like I'm more organized, even though it's all the same information. It's just looking at it differently, and it really helps me.
You fucking income fucking poop.
Yo,
it was Awful Wrestling that put that together. Yeah, he's great.
Dude. Shout out to Awful Wrestling, bro.
Oh, he's the best.
Oh my god, like what is he even talking about? Sammy, I got something for you over here, and then I got a trios for you over here in 2 months. But then I think what you and Garcia and Jericho are doing are great over here. But let me
these
just
are the things that he
upside
wants
down
to
and
talk
reverse
about.
it.
But then if you ask him about anything even remotely interesting, I can't talk about that. I can't legally talk about that.
He's fucked, man. He is fucked. Yeah, so I don't have music for that, but that's Tony Khan, dumb of the week, I guess, his booking and everything. Moving along here, we do have a segment that everybody knows and loves, and it is called, of course, New soundboard, folks. So you got to live. It is called Dave Meltzer Dummy Moment of the Week. And we lost Hairline, but he'll be back with us, I'm sure. He's probably moving rooms or something. Okay, so there's just so much stuff to do with Meltzer, but basically, as there always is, but he says, I'm just going to read quotes. Dave Meltzer on Jericho versus Hook, and people saying that Jericho never gets people over. I almost thought Jericho gave Hook too much since Jericho was going to lose. Jericho's putting these guys over, and Jericho's a big star. If he's going to lose to the guy, he could take more of the match, and the guy's still going to get over for it.
Can I ask you a question though? Is Chris Jericho still? And I'm not being like, I'm legitimately curious to hear what you guys think about this. Is Chris Jericho still a big star?
I don't think he's as big as he once was. If he went to WWE, he'd get a big pop, but I don't think it would be as much because he's oversaturated on all the shows. And no, I don't think he is. Like, I guess to sum up what I'm saying, no, overall, he's not.
That's what I thought, because I agree with that. And the idea that he's getting all these guys over, like, no, he's not.
No, who got over?
Really not. Yeah,
they could have did something with Andretti, but then they fumbled it right after.
He's lost to people. And the reason I say he's lost to people is because I don't remember who those people were. The only thing I remember, the only conversation I remember around those people is, oh, what a great guy Chris Jericho is, putting over that young talent.
Yeah. And then he just goes on. So I'm watching the match, and I'm watching basically suplex and suplex and suplex and suplex and over, and it was almost like I almost think that because people have been trying to do this thing of how Jericho never gets anybody over, which is kind of ludicrous, but people try to say that. It's like, yeah, we get it, Dave. You already said that he was overcompensating and going like, okay, I'm not just going to lose to this guy. I'm going to give him the whole match, and that's what he did. I don't even know. Dave's just babbling, said a bunch of nothing. So basically, he's criticizing Jericho now. Here's Dave Meltzer on John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli of Blackpool Combat Club not being in the AEW World Tag Team Championship tournament. I didn't even notice. You forget there's a tournament even going on.
There's always a tournament going on.
Yeah, exactly. The Bucks are just going to win anyways. So what the
yeah, you already know. You already know.
Right.
So he says, I specifically asked why they weren't in, and there was like no reason. They just didn't put them in because whatever reason, they didn't put them in. It's like, yeah, they're only winning tag matches together and they're beating everyone and they just beat FTR.
But the rating system matters, right? But the rating system, it's back. It's, you know, the ratings matter. Wins and losses matter.
Yeah. So then here's a big one right here. Dave Meltzer gives his thoughts on parts of AEW feeling a lot more WWE-ish lately. Mercedes Mone, when she came out, this is not right or wrong. It's just 180-degree different approaches. Mercedes came out and the whole segment to me felt like WWE, which is not a dirty word. It just felt like WWE. She's out there doing her dance and doing her very practiced ring entrance, and she's doing a WWE promo. Holy shit, almost like she's trying to do television.
Almost like she's a WWE talent who's being scripted by a former WWE writer.
Yeah, dude. Very scripted like WWE. Of course, Jen Pepperman, former WWE writer, probably wrote this promo for her. I'm watching this going like, this feels very WWE, very produced. Holy shit, they produced a TV show, Dave. Wow. Will Ospreay comes out and it feels completely different. Now here's Dave trying to paint some narrative about Ospreay that doesn't exist. This narrative doesn't exist.
This ridiculous thing with him and Ospreay. He's going to ruin this kid. He's going to ruin him the way he ruined Omega in the Bucks.
To me, and I tweeted this out at Pro Wrestle Times, to me, the way I view Ospreay is he's yelling like he just yells like old school wrestler promos, and he's still finding his voice on his own now that he's not like factioned up to the gills. I feel like he's like really coming into his own with promos and shit, and he's gonna learn how to do it. But he's just been yelling, I'm gonna beat this guy, and when I beat this guy, because I'm the best. Like, you know, it just feels very like old. Like he didn't. It's what everyone does when they're, you know. So he like Dave's just like, I don't know. Dave's really
has thrown himself
agenda, bro.
so far all in with this Ospreay guy That it's the way, it's what he did with Omega, it's what he did with the Bucks. This is the future. Yep. This is the guy. This is the one I.
And Ospreay's great, but it's gonna fuck him over in the long run. And
yes, because now I find myself rooting for him to fail so that Dave Meltzer is wrong.
Yeah, and he signed with AEW, I think, for like 8 years or some shit. It's like that
is the dumbest thing of all time.
Yeah, dude. Ospreay comes out no, it's great, and it feels completely different. It's very what I would say New Japan without the swear words, in the sense that it's very authentic into the story. You can argue which is better. Some people want the realism in the sports, and some people want, quote, the show. I argue WWE's more sports, way more NFL-y, big stage at the desk. We're professional. This is a broadcast for WWE for sure.
Nobody's wearing a stupid mask at the desk.
Yeah.
Mox is all like, "Oh, you want swearing, do you?"
Yeah. God damn. Yeah. Apparently, they're taking Raw mature or something. We'll talk about that at another time. But when I watched her, I'm going like, this just feels like watching WWE. And when I'm watching AEW, I will say it does feel more WWE-ish in the last couple of weeks. Which is
just in every bit of appearance and format now. And this set is a rip-off WWE set.
Yeah.
They're now starting to do the things with
trying to get channel flippers.
Yeah, they're trying to getting the people that are arriving, like the wrestlers arriving at the arena the way WWE does. They're just copying what they're doing right now.
NXT.
So the stuff they're gonna do is gonna feel like WWE because whatever. But when I watch AEW, I think AEW. Well, you should learn from WWE. If you copy WWE, somebody's already doing WWE, and it's WWE. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Dave, all of these old fucking podcast guys are just coming to the realizations that we've been having this whole time. This is what I said a year ago, you motherfuckers. Like, Jesus Christ. They need to be the same in production and level of like in ring and like training young people and building stars and telling stories. That's how they got to be like WWE. The way they need to be not like WWE is, okay, have your crazier matches, etc., etc. Have a ranking system, but implement the fucking ranking system. Jesus goddamn Christ. But yeah, I don't know. Dave speaking some sense there, but he's just admitting like, yeah, to me, it's just, so I don't know. It's just more Dave wants his New Japan shit. So Dave Meltzer's reporting that, and it's what you said, Marv, right? It's that Dave can't be wrong about what his vision was for wrestling.
He can't be wrong about it. He's the one that sees everything that's coming before it happens. That's what his entire brand is built around.
So Dave Meltzer is reporting that there are women backstage at AEW who are, quote, unhappy about the amount of money. This could be fake. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, the dentist threw a hissy fit about it, saying it was fake.
Okay, so maybe it's fake, but apparently,
the dentist is lying because it makes it look bad.
Because she would run to Dave, but yeah, I don't know. He's reported. It is saying Meltzer, like they're not even writing Meltzer correctly. So. I don't know, but also Dave was trying to say that that because of what was he saying? This WWE doesn't need him. They don't need anyone. So this is talking about Will Ospreay more. WWE doesn't need him. They don't need anyone, but he is the most talented wrestler in the world, and it was a miss by WWE not getting him. He's got more charisma than Cody Rhodes, and look at Cody Rhodes there, you know? He's trying to say he's more over than Cody Rhodes, dude. He's trying to say Ospreay has more charisma than Cody Rhodes.
Look at the way he says it. He's the most talented wrestler in the world. Nowhere in there does he say, I think he's the most talented wrestler in the world. He's the most talented wrestler of the world, in my opinion. He is the most talented wrestler in the world, period.
Exactly.
Hate that.
He's got more charisma than Cody. You couldn't
which is ridiculous. You could not be more wrong about
more of a dumb fuck, you know? I've seen him in programs. Hey, I'm Dave. I've seen him in programs. I saw him with Kenny Omega, the Kenny Omega promo. I saw him with Michael Oku. I'm sorry, who? You know what I mean? Like, who? Like, I know who that is, but who? Like, to the majority, like, Cody just did shit with Brock Lesnar that was, you know, bringing blood and all this, like, work handshake at the end of it and did all this crazy. Like, man, you're fucking out of your goddamn fucking mind, dude. This is craziness.
Cody Brock SummerSlam from last year was my match of the year.
And then all of a sudden it would take him a little while to get to the Seth Rollins level. So are you saying Seth's more charismatic than Cody? What the fuck, Dave? Jesus fucking Christ. Dave's talking out of his ass cheeks, dude. Talking out of his fucking ass cheeks right here. This is too dumb.
They have to do everything in their power to negate Cody and negate Punk because they're the two that left.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, they have to fail.
Hairline called that too. He said that so long ago. He's like, bro, it doesn't matter what they say because it's just going to be shitting on Cody, Punk, or Jade, or whoever goes there. You know, whoever realizes, oh, I need to do some shit. Like, you know, Dave's just going to shit on it. So who even gives a fuck what he has to say? You know, Hairline will tell you that, and that's I agree with that so much. But yeah, I don't know. He goes on to say other bullshit. The funny part is, essentially, no, the funny part is you, Dave. You're a goof. I'm not even validating the rest of that by reading it. So yeah, basically, but at least he can admit WWE doesn't need him because they don't. But basically he's saying, well, why don't they take him though? And it's like, well, because they don't fucking need to.
Because they're not going to be, if they match the money that Tony Khan is giving him, they will not be able to make that money back. They are playing with shareholder money. They have to generate a return on every single signee they make. Tony Khan has no prayer of ever seeing that money again that he is spending on this kid at all. And because Tony Khan is not playing with shareholder money. Tony Khan is playing with daddy money.
And so Dave Meltzer talks about LA Knight and says, LA Knight is obviously very, very popular, but when he came out and did his promo, all I could think of is, man, you're a freaking copy of The Rock. When Rock wasn't there, it was like he was great and the people were going nuts and they still were reacting well. But it really felt like watching this LA Knight promo to me completely from a month or 2 months ago when The Rock wasn't around and he's doing this stuff and he was like the hot thing. And now it's like he's not hot thing. And you've got the real Dwayne Johnson doing the promo and you've got this guy trying to do the same type of promo. And again, he's got great delivery. I don't know. Yeah, he's putting him over, but saying, oh, it's just copy of The Rock.
So
I don't know.
This is not going to be a popular statement here. I actually don't disagree with him on that. I used to call LA Knight the world's greatest Attitude Era cover band. Yeah. And I feel like once you actually have The Rock back, you start to see the difference between,
yeah, like an old. I always said too, like Eli Drake back when he was Eli Drake. I always went, he's like a combination of Austin and The Rock doing a promo, which is essentially what you're saying. The Attitude Era brought to life. But I'm not fucking.
I'm not
hating.
saying I don't like him.
him.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I think that once The Rock is there, it takes something from him.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. So, excuse me, pardonnez-moi. Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. But ladies and gentlemen, that was your Dave Meltzer dumb moment of the week, or at least this episode. What's happening, Pro Wrestle Times listeners? Phil Marks here, and I just had to interrupt myself babbling for 1 second to talk about Pro Wrestle Times' affiliate partnership with Fanatics and WWE Shop. That's right, you can get your favorite WWE superstar merch, tees, caps, hoodies. We're on the road to WrestleMania, folks. There's so much at WWE Shop, and if you use our affiliate link below, not only will you be directly supporting your favorite WWE superstar, but you'll be supporting PWT as well, and you'll be supporting your drip. Check your reflection, it'll look like perfection. And did I forget to mention, you'll grab all the attention by clicking PWT's official WWE Shop affiliate link below and get you some digs now. Let's get back to the show. And while I have your attention, I'd like to tell you about some insurance. No, I'm just kidding.
Chat me up.
Chat me up about airlines like fuck out of here. So Marv, I wanted you to talk about this. We said it'd be a shorter show. This is Trashcast Part 2. That's what we're calling this episode. But Brooks Jensen, we got to talk about this before we go.
My friend
Brooks Jensen, your friend. So you had a beef in the past with him and Ava Rain, who you refer to as Pebbles. Hairline, the whole Tooney Town wrestling, all that shit is super over with Hairline. He was telling me today, him and his co-worker, he showed him all your shit, and now that guy's obsessed with it. And
thank you.
My boss walked in and he went, he was all like, "What the Star Wars?"
What the hell is Star Wars?
So it's getting over,
that was one of my favorite jokes this week. Was the Triple H stuff this week was some of my favorite shtick that we've done.
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal, dude. Yeah. So but you got into a little spout, if you will, with Brooks Jensen in the past, right? So Brooks Jensen You can explain it if you'd like, but basically it involved Ava Raine. She kind of quit Twitter. Now he's quitting Twitter, and then
she didn't quit Twitter because of me. I'd like to point
not
that
because
out.
of you, but that it was a part of it. But you guys ended up blocking each other. You can break that part all down, and then tell us about how and what you said defending Brooks. I'll read his tweet, but now he's quit Twitter, so it's a full thing. But yeah, so tell me about your initial like little beef with Brooks and Ava and all that.
So yeah, the only thing that I said initially was, you know, she did her promo with William Regal on NXT, and it was awful. And all I said, I didn't even say, "Oh my God, it's terrible. She's the worst."
Yeah.
I just said, "Well, I guess charisma isn't hereditary," and that's literally all I said.
And I defended you by saying that's what everybody says about her. So
literally
how the fuck
everybody.
Is that? Yeah,
so she comes at me, and then he comes at me. You know, he tries to sick the mob on. He tries to sick the mind virus on me. He sicks these weirdos out there that are like acting like I'm laughing at a special needs child singing the national
virtue
anthem
signaling
at a basketball game. You know, like they're like, she's a child. I'm like, she's 22. She's a 22-year-old woman. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, kids in 22, you should be graduating college and getting a job. No one's going to be handling you with kid gloves at that point. I'm sorry. You didn't have charisma. Get some. Maybe that's a wake-up call. If people didn't chant Rocky sucks at your father, he never would have figured it out. But anyway,
you're right, though.
Brooks Jensen comes at me, and you know, he sicks them all on me, and then they all start dogpiling on me. And
what did he say to you? How did
I legitimately don't remember. He was always like, she's a 22-year-old girl trying to live her dream. How dare you? And I'm like, what, for saying she didn't have charisma? She didn't. Right. Watch the promo. She didn't.
So then she gets off Twitter because fucking...
Well, people were sending her death threats because her father was taking Cody Rhodes' place, which was ridiculous.
There you go. So that just shows you how fucking lovely the IWC is. But
terrible thing, and I condemn that 100,000 times.
For sure. That's just goofy shit. We all agree with that. So but then after that, what happened as far as so then moving along from there, like you guys end up whatever. So you didn't block Brooks. Like I thought you
I don't believe I did. I don't believe I did.
So there you go. So now what happened was he wore an Ole Anderson tee, RIP Ole. People are like, oh, he said racist shit. I didn't even fucking know that.
When?
Because we shouted him out on the show too. I
never knew.
I never knew that. So someone show me the evidence of that, please. Someone, if you have a video. I'm not saying he didn't. I didn't know he did though. So
you know what? Because Ole Anderson was the last wrestler that would let you into his personal life.
Like, right, and didn't Flair though? Like Teddy Long tells a story about Flair saying like "N-word, you pick up my bags" and whatever. So, and everyone loves Flair, bro. He's woo wings all over fucking.
I mean, Flair on if the dark side of the ring, they still love Flair. Like it's a little weird. So he wears the Ole Anderson shirt, and then all of a sudden someone's like, "How dare you wear that shirt of a confirmed racist?" And they all came at him. The same people that he sicked on me came at him. Because let me tell you something about canceled pigs, okay? They are very much like actual pigs. They will eat each other if the opportunity arises.
Oh, absolutely.
Without a second thought.
Talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
They'll eat their own, man. They'll eat their own.
They will 100%, and they descended on him. And you know what? And I looked at it, and there was a small part of me in the back of my head that was like, I pity not the arsonist who burns in their own flame. But I also looked at it and I saw these canceled pigs going at somebody who really didn't deserve it. No way he knew. No way he was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this shirt because he's a racist. Like, no,
he might have not known either.
He probably didn't know. He wore a shirt. He wore a shirt because it was a guy that he probably watched on TV that he knew was one of the original Four Horsemen, who had great matches, who was a great tag team specialist, who was a very important figure in the history of wrestling. I mean, he was the booker of WCW for how many years, and look, not many people have a kind word to say about Ole Anderson, but I thought it was a nice little trip, and they went at him, and he caved. He did the thing that you cannot do with these people. He caved and he scraped and he clawed, because the second you do that, then they are the epitome of you give them an inch, they take a mile.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more. And so at Brooks Jensen WWE, as to what you were just saying, he says, guys, after everything that has happened, I'm going to take a break from social media. Just got to think on some stuff. Thank you for the love and support, WWE NXT. And it's just fucked that he has to do that. Marv, what did you say in response to him, though? Do you have your...
I said that, this is the guy who, sicked the mob on me, but I'm going to do something that people wouldn't expect right now, and I'm going to defend him. And I basically said what I just said, that he should not be apologizing. There's no way he knew. There's no way that was his intent, because these people don't look at intent. There are people out there that are purposely burning crosses on lawns and, purposely doing things that are purposely using racial slurs. This guy wore a t-shirt. He wore a t-shirt. And I said it's ridiculous, and you all need to leave him alone. The guy that sicked the mob on me, I said leave him alone because he doesn't deserve
being the bigger monster. That's always the better thing to do.
It's not even, and that's not why I did it. And I didn't want people to be like, oh, what a great guy Marvin is. But I did it because if I didn't do it, I would be the thing that I hate the most in the world, and that's a hypocrite.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you for doing that, and because that just shows, I don't know, man. Yeah, we just need to keep between PWT and Triple M, Marvin Movie Monster over there. We're kind of cultivating this audience of well-thinking people who can take the piss and don't get so triggered by this stuff, because we didn't even know. We did a tribute to fucking Ole, and then they say confirmed racist. Well, is he? Where's that confirmed? Because I still haven't even seen a clip of anything. I think sorry.
Cornette said Cornette said Ole hated everybody individually.
Yeah, or he hated everyone equally.
Yeah.
Everyone. Well, speaking of Cornette here, we'll get into our last thing. I know Hairline's salivating to get to this. We were going to review some wrestling, but we got to keep it a tight hour. So we're going to talk about some Cornette guys and we'll review some wrestling possibly tomorrow. We'll just do another pod tomorrow. We're going live on Saturday night, PWT. It'll be a different time every time, but for now, it'll be at whatever time it's at. So I guess the last thing we'll dive into, Hairline, are you ready? I need the Stephen P. New music just for when we talk about corny, I feel like. But so Cornette, people are going at Jim. So he was trending. I looked at why. And then there's all of these. There's him going at people. So here, this is from someone I blocked. Oh, yeah, Fightful. The reason I blocked Fightful is because they blocked. Am I blocked from them? Because I will unblock. I just don't want Sap doing the block-unblock game. So if I think they blocked me, so I had to block them. Or something. Yeah.
Phil, can I interject some breaking news here?
Yeah.
Dynamite this week. The rating is out.
Okay.
800,000. It was completely flat.
And then if you remove the 1 million lead-in from
probably
whatever,
much lower. Yeah, Mercedes. So now this, last week they made the argument that we can, people didn't know she was there. Next week is going to be the real test when they know that she's there and they're going to tune in. Nobody else tuned in. It was
same people.
Yeah.
Yep. And so what do you think? Do you think she drew an extra 50K people maybe who are one of these Sasha stands?
I don't think she drew anyone. I really don't.
So that's just the same people. That's just me and my Orange Cassidy shirt.
Meltzer's out there with the spin already. With NCAA playoffs and the women's tournament. Is far more interesting. The women's basketball. The notorious ratings draw that is women's basketball.
So if Fightful doesn't have me blocked, I'm going to refollow them because they must have unblocked me. Probably what it probably was Sap trying to do that game to come look at my fucking on that account because he's talked shit to me on the YouTube account. Whatever. I'm done being obsessed with you, Sean. But here's sorry, I got to talk about your news. Am I obsessed with you, Sean? Hey, is this obsessive? Because I got to talk about Brooke Jensen here.
Sounds like you're
obsessing because I thought
you need the Regina George from Mean Girls meme where it's like, why are you so obsessed with me?
Yeah, dude, for real.
Meltzer.
Yeah, dude.
Meltzer,
man,
Sean,
yeah, that's what it's got to be. Hairline, we got to get that one. Hairline, I saw you sent me an email full of sound clips for the soundboard. I didn't upload them all yet though, but anyways. Brooks Jensen apologizes for wearing Ole Anderson shirt after learning of racism allegations. See, after learning of it, we didn't learn, but I'm not going to apologize for some shit when I didn't fucking know. He's not the grand emperor of the Ku Klux Klan here.
You're talking about the guy that you saw on TV. I can cheer. Somebody made the point to me. They were like, I can cheer for Hulk Hogan, but realize that I probably
that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it, dude. And so
I can watch the WrestleMania 6 main event while realizing that maybe Terry Bollea and Jim Hellwig are not two guys I want to hang out with.
Yeah, and sorry, Sean, for obsessing over you. Whoa, sorry, bro. At Fight for sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I was obsessed. I'm sorry. But anyway, so Jim Cornette quote tweets that and says, "Now we have grown men apologizing to whiny wretches on Twitter for wearing a fucking t-shirt. Ole hated everyone individually, not as a group. Also, seriously? This is a fucking issue a wrestler needs to do penance for. Wearing a shirt of a wrestler? Do boxers wear rapist Tyson? I don't know. That's crazy. Now, okay, Jim, now you just went full fucking like, well, whoa. Now he was come on. You know what I'm saying? Like people say fucking Tyson was framed too. Chill. But anyways, and then someone responds, Ryan Frederick, Jim Cornette files lawsuit over fuck Jim Cornette t-shirt. And then Jim responds to it.
It's and goes, totally an apples to oranges situation.
I know.
Yeah, no shit.
They latch onto these things.
They just like find t-shirt and then grab a screenshot of, oh, here's where you were in the news for a t-shirt. That's what I felt like reading that. I was like, well, what are the fucking? He's talking about apologizing for a shirt, not suing someone over.
Yeah, guy was selling a t-shirt with his face on it,
which he responds here. So Jim goes, "Are we arguing?" And shout out at the Jim Cornette, bro. I hope you love my imitation of you, and yeah, you're fucking. You know what I mean? We have all the same listeners here, so are we arguing over wearing a random t-shirt or an intellectual property dispute, or have you spent so much time pasting all that pubic hair on your face that you never learn the difference? I'll call you when you're needed again. So Cornette ratioed him, as the kids say. Ryan Frederick, he's all right. He's Wrestling Observer new. Okay, yeah, so we already know. Yeah, he's the ops. We already know. So So I don't know, and then Cornette was trending because of that. So and then people are just like, you know, fuck Jim Cornette, he's the Ray. They're doing the usual. So
yeah, they were trying to pull apart his they were trying to find racism in his thumbnails for all the Mercedes videos, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and nothing racist as well. People were saying the bald Mercedes Mone.
How is that racist?
But she was dressed up like Hogan, right?
So it's dressed like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. So the idea was like it's him. Like they weren't making, because everyone puts that picture around of like her wig falling off, and it's like, well, whatever. She had her hair pressed back and fucking a wig on or whatever. I don't fucking know. Like girls do that shit. I've never seen that. Girls are so fake these days. Like you don't even fucking know. Like you don't know if a girl's even
fake.
Yeah. So it's just like, who knows? Whatever, bro. Everything, nails, lashes, makeup, every fucking thing. So wig. I don't blame a girl for wearing one of those, but just making the and she got a big ass forehead joke. That's what everybody's like. They're getting sensitive about that, bro. You have to be able to get roasted in life. If you got a big ass forehead, you got to own that shit, okay? But what it's not racist. What Cornette was doing Hulk Hogan. So I was like, come on, you guys. You're just blowing it way out of fucking proportion, always with these crazy accusations of just the worst. Everyone expects the worst. And like, again, with Ole, what did he do? Like, I never even heard. I'll have to Google it and try and research it. But like, I didn't even hear, like, what did he ever do or say?
No, nobody can actually tell you what he did. They just know that he did something.
Yeah, because, well, it's like, oh, he dropped an N-bomb or used it in a racial way. You've all fucking done it driving in your car singing Snoop Dogg or whatever the fuck. You've all done it singing songs and shit too, in ways like, it's just like no one's perfect. Like everyone like acts like they've never partied and tried cocaine or got shit faced and barfed on themselves, or they're just perfect little saints who never said a curse word or ever fucking don't objectify women. You've never seen a hot girl. You've never seen a hot guy and been like, holy fuck. You know what I mean? Like everyone's done that in their goddamn life.
They do it publicly, but it's different. Damn it.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, and I'm not saying like be a piece of shit. I'm not defending like, okay, if Ole was legit a racist, like, okay, I don't know. You got to show someone, send me a link, you know?
Like, at the end of the day, it is in 2024. At the end of the day, you know, The only thing I know about Ole Anderson is what I saw on television.
Me too.
You know,
I don't.
I don't know anything about Alan Robert Rogowski, which was
that his name? Did you
yes, I just
Holy
looked it up. His
shit.
name is Alan Robert Rogowski. Better known by the ring name Ole Anderson.
Jesus.
So I know about Ole Anderson. I don't know about Alan Robert Rogowski.
Me too. I knew him as him and Arn, like it was always, I don't know. Just my grandpa was really into the Andersons, you know? So that's just all I just knew about them being like two badass fucking brothers and like real legit guys in wrestling. But Hairline, yeah, what do you think about for Cornette? You're the Cornette expert. This is the Cornette guy right here. What do you make of him getting, I don't know, people trying to get at him yet again? Cornette trending, not even in the biz anymore.
It's basically what Marv said there. It's apples to oranges, you know. They're just trying to clench on to anything. Like they saw like those, like, you know what I'm saying, like the clickbait where it's like, oh, t-shirt, and this is another t-shirt situation. I don't know, man. It's just always the same shit with all that. And like, yeah, I don't know.
You know, I would say that the reason why the wrestling cancel pigs hate Jim Cornette more than anyone else in the world is he is uncancelable. They have no power over him. Nothing they can do or say will hurt him because he can do the most heinous thing in the world, and Brian Last is not letting that money train go. No. And if he did, he'd just start doing it himself. You cannot stop him.
No, exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And that's the goal in life. Everybody needs to get to a position where they don't need anybody but themselves. I think that's the key thing. You know what I mean? Because no matter what, he will be success. As long as Jim knows what he knows, he will find a way to be successful. And I think that's the goal in life. But yeah, we're keeping this one tight, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to another eclectic edition of Pro Wrestle Times podcast. This will be Trashcast, AEW Trashcast number 2 with a little Cornette mixed in there. I think the listeners will really enjoy that.
I feel like I really need to come back sometime when we talk about things that are positive.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. No doubt.
I feel like I'm just this black cloud of negativity that
yeah, let's do like Hairline. We'll get Marv on like the next pay-per-view review we do. You know what I mean? Like maybe
we'll come on and talk WrestleMania with you if you'd like.
Yeah, like we should talk WrestleMania or something. Me and Hairline, we'll jump on tomorrow, maybe fucking review some actual wrestling shows, maybe. Maybe we'll just do it on the live show. That could be cool too. We should do it on the live show, maybe. So Saturday, PWT live show. Yeah, and thanks so much, Marv, for tapping in with us, man.
You mind if I put a little plug out there?
Dude, plug everything you need to.
So obviously, you know, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/@toonwrestling. We're called Tooney Town Wrestling. When is this dropping? This will
drop tomorrow morning at like 6 a.m.
Okay, so I can't say the one thing yet, but I will say the thing we just announced last night. On Tuesday, March 26th, we are starting Tooney Talk Wrestling, which is going to be a live stream on the Tooney Town Wrestling YouTube channel. Every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yes, we're going up against NXT. It's going to be the Tuesday night war. But come on in, chat with us, get involved in the conversation. Phil, I know you said you're going to drop by.
Yes, I will be there for the first episode, absolutely, and I'll drop in here and there the same way Marv drops in around here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we like to, it's a give and take situation we've got going on here with push and pull.
Exactly.
But I had one other thing to plug, but we haven't announced it yet. So
okay, you're not ready for it yet.
I will hold that back. I think in the next day or two you're going to get that announcement.
Yeah, this will be out like tomorrow morning, and then live show Saturday, and then I think we'll review. That's what we'll do. We'll like pull up the last couple cards, Hairline, and that'll give you a chance to do the last hour of Rampage there if you haven't yet, Hairline. But yeah, and Marv, again, live show. You're welcome to join us, everybody. A round of applause for Marv. For me and Hairline, you want to check out Hairline. He's usually over on the TikTok at PWT Podcast, and I'm at on the X at Pro Wrestle Times, and of course at Pro Wrestle Clips. You guys are showing out. We wanted 2,000 subs for March or April 1st. I don't know if we're going to hit that goal, but it's like we talk about in life, guys. It ain't about how many times you knock down. It's about how you get up. No, but we've hit every goal. We've exceeded everyone. So like if we don't hit one, that's kind of okay. But the way we're at like 1,800 subs on the one channel, like 400 subs almost on the other. So just thank you all so much. You're tuning in, pardon me, not tuning out. And the live shows, the numbers keep growing. Each one we do, more people tune in. So I want to keep that trend going. And I think this live show, Paul Nolan might tap in from Argentina. Maybe Marv will do there. We're going to try and do it a little early because the time zone shit. Everyone's a little later than I am. But yeah, at Pro Wrestle Times, at Pro Wrestle Clips, everywhere. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks again, Marv. Hairline the heater's the fucking man. Everyone gets a yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you guys in the Upside Down.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I just want to play D&D with all my buddies and shit, but they all got girlfriends now, so I'm just out here like a fucking wizard, looking like a dummy.
Yeah. Okay, peace, guys.